Hey everyone, I'm Ryan and this is Get Your Mind Right. I'm in California, it's scorching hot. I think today is 91 degrees. You probably like, why the hell you got black on? It's a black crop top and some shorts, okay? Anyway, cheers to seeing YouTube again. I haven't been on here for so long. But let's just get into it. I want to talk about specifically men who talk too much. Now, this video is going to be directed, for women about men who talk too much, but I do believe that if men watch this video, they could learn a lot about talking too much and what talking too much kind of entails. This isn't the talking too much where, this person talks a lot, but you like what they talk about, and it's kind of like a real conversation. This is the talking too much is where this person is telling you all their business. They're telling you their flaws. They're telling you about their grandmother. They're telling you about people who passed away. They're telling you about, how their sister having a baby and being there for the birth. They're telling you about, just so many things that are not needed that early on in a relationship. And early on, I want to say the first month, right? These conversations should be a mutual exchange, meaning he's walking away with information about you and you're walking away with information about him. Now, in my life, I met a couple men that ran their mouth, but this summer, I met too many men that talk too much to the point where I really was giving them advice when I told them I didn't want to see them anymore. Because talking too much early on, and I want to make this clear, talking too much about yourself, about your cousin, about your brother, about your neighbor, just talking too much about you, about your flaws, blah, 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 blah. That's not considered open. That is considered running your mouth and having no self-control. Diarrhea at the mouth. I'm sure you heard that phrase before. Having no self-control is not beneficial to yourself or the people that you are trying to persuade to get into a romantic relationship with you. Nobody benefits when you talk too much. It's actually a turn off. Now, this topic is it's like on the borderline of like, well, Ryan, what? Don't you want a man that tells you everything? Because I had this conversation with a dear friend of mine, and in her opinion, she wants a guy to tell her everything within the first month. And when I mean everything, I mean she wants everything, right? And when she receives this knowledge, she doesn't walk away. She actually sticks around with him. And she forms a deeply romantic relationship with someone that barely knows her, but she knows them. And this all formulates within a week. Usually with these type of people or with these type of men who do not have self-control, they tend to do this usually within a week. Within a month, you know so much about them that you could actually write a biography about them if you wanted to. And these are not good traits. These are not things like, that they ran a marathon and they passed it. Usually what this person is talking about is pain, trauma, just drama. That's all that they're talking about. Now, like I said earlier, my friend, she tends to think that this is good for a man to do. For me, I don't think it's good. I know in my situations and other people's situations that tend to have a healthier definition of relationships, a healthier definition of self, tend to find this very disgusting, tend to find this disrespectful, because most of the time a man is kind of keeping things to himself because he doesn't want you to run away. So if you meet a man that is so loose, so lazy in his control that he's telling you everything, that's not a good thing. He's not telling you everything to be open and honest. That's not his goal. When people are being open and honest, It's when someone asks them something, it's due in time. Because that person has a right to not to throw all their business out there. They do have a right to keep things close to them first. And over time, as they get to know you, decide, okay, I want to tell such and such this part that has happened to me in life. I'm comfortable enough to say X, Y, and Z. So people have a right to just be like, I'm not telling you anything yet. I don't know you yet to tell you that. You know, ladies, if you met, you know, as a woman, would I go off and tell a dude, oh, X, Y, and Z happened to me, and I don't even know him yet? He may stop talking to me the next day, and not because of that. It's just he wasn't attracted to me. So now this person has unnecessary information about me because what? I had to rush it. I had no self-control, and I had to run my mouth. This is what's happening with men when they do this, because I want to say 7 out of 10 women that I know that has experienced a man telling them everything within the first week. And they don't tell everything like all their good qualities. They're just telling all their flaws, all the traumatic things that happened into their life. None of those women are with those men still. Because they were burdened with all that man's pain, trauma so early on. That's what the relationship consisted of. That man's pain and trauma. That's all it consisted of. The women that stayed with those men that ran their mouth, I myself, who dated a man who ran his mouth within the first week, I lasted for a month and I couldn't do it no more because all the time and energy was stuck on this man talking about his pain, his trauma, and how the world is just a cold place. So women, understand, majority of the men that's running their mouth, talking about themselves, telling you all their flaws, all their miseries, all their woes, is not because he likes you. It's not because you're special. It's because he has no self-control. Trust me. If he meet another woman or a stranger, that stranger will know all his business as well. This is not a compliment. This is actually a sign of disrespect. You as a woman should have boundaries in place with yourself to not be running your mouth like that, telling a man all your trauma, all your pain. They have not earned the right to know that. Men, meeting a woman within the first week, 2 weeks, and telling her all your pain and trauma, she has not had the right to earn that yet. Shut up. It's not her business yet. Let her earn that right to know those things about you. Gain self-control. Stop using that as a way to get in with somebody. Unless you want to be treated like a boy for the entire time of the relationship. Because the man who ran his mouth to me, that's how I treated him. Like a boy. Like a legit boy. If you want to be treated like that, then go ahead and run your mouth and tell all your little flaws. Most likely that relationship dynamic will become like a therapy type of session. Where you're running your mouth, you're telling everything, and the woman that's listening, she may be dumb enough to sit there and listen. But trust me, she doesn't respect you. She doesn't. She may cry with you. She may even say, I love you. But I guarantee you, she does not respect you. And what do you need as a man first? Your mama loves you. Hell, you love yourself. Your grandmother probably loves you. You don't first need love. You need respect. So if you want respect and you notice that you're having these hiccups in relationships, you're not getting the respect that you want to get from women, it's not due to the woman. It's not. It's due to you running your goddamn mouth. It's due to you talking so much about your flaws, your problems, your pain, your trauma, that now you are seen as a child. Now you're seen as a victim. And most women do not want to be with a man who constantly see himself as a victim. Most women. There's going to be some women that's going to want you. I promise you, it really is. So, don't get too scared, but I'm letting you know, you will not grow as an individual. You will not keep people that you truly do admire. You won't be able to keep them because you talk too much. Be quiet. Ask questions. Listen when the person talks back. Respond to what they said about their topic, with their stuff. Play it up. Let them talk. Sit in silence. Just listen. You'll be so much surprised of how much women appreciate you just listening for a second. Now, this doesn't mean don't speak at all. No. This doesn't mean don't talk about yourself. What this means is make this conversation of getting to know one another mutual. Walk away from the date knowing something about her. Get off the phone learning something new about her. Find yourself through listening to her stories. Connect with her by listening to her stories. Okay? Stop trying to connect with women by being effeminate and talking so goddamn much. She's not going to connect with you. You're not going to connect with her talking about yourself to her. It's not going to happen. You may think it is, but it's not. The only little fake connection you're going to probably have is just the feeling of like, oh my God, this person is a great listener. You guys want to imagine how many times I heard that this summer. You're a great listener. And it's like, well, I'm not going to get up and leave my food. So I'm going to finish eating my food. And then afterwards, I'm going to let you know, I don't want to deal with your ass after this. I've had plenty of situations like that. Plenty of them. And the person is, well, you're an all great person. Why would you want to cut? What did I do? Blah, blah, blah. There you go. You're talking. You're not listening. You're making the conversation back about who? You. So ladies and gentlemen, man, if you find yourself having relationships with people that you actually, if you're finding yourself not having relationships with people that you genuinely want to have a relationship with, people that you kind of know, damn, this person is awesome, I want to be around them, and you see you're not having those relationships, look in the mirror. Maybe you're talking too much. Can you really say to yourself what you know about said person? Could you? Think about it. Was the conversation so deeply about you that you walked away from it, you got off the phone, and that you could you legitimately can't say, damn, I don't know anything about her? Think about it. Ladies, if you're finding yourself getting involved with a man who talks too much, the first week he's telling you all his flaws, all of them, all his pain, trauma, who did this to him, what happened in his past, who died, blah, 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 blah. You hearing all that within the first 2 weeks, you need to bounce. That is not a man being open and honest. That is a man with no self-control. And most likely, the bum on the street know the same business he told you. Most likely, the girl he met 2 days ago know the same business about him. Most likely she does. Most likely, everyone knows this story already. And none of those people are special. So do not think a man who has diarrhea at the mouth, tells all his pain and trauma within the first 2 weeks of meeting you, is a man who likes you, respects you, who wants to impress you. No, 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 no. That's a man with no self-control and looking for a therapist.